Welcome to the Aesthetics Injector Gang podcast. Having a gang of mentors in this industry has been a blessing that we wanted to share with you. Our core group has been traveling together and comparing notes about life and business for years. Tune in as we delve into topics with others in the industry that you are sure to love and make you laugh.
So, speaking of conferences, are you a conference girly? Have you been to like AmSpa and Aesthetic Next and things like that?
I have not been to Aesthetic Next. Isn't there one coming up? Is it in a couple of weeks, right?
It's in September.
September?
Yep, it's always the
I,
first week of September. You should
yeah.
come.
I have been meaning to go to Aesthetic Next. I have so many great friends that just rave about it, and they have a cadaver course now, yeah?
Yes, they do.
I love me a nice cadaver course for sure.
Okay.
What was the last conference I went to? I think it was a laser conference, actually. I like to also explore my knowledge with that. Those are expensive.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
house on wheels.
oh my, I mean, you're not kidding. Yeah. So that was the last conference I went to, but no, Aesthetic Next has been on my mind for a long time. I'm very much a training girly as well. I did a training probably like a year ago with Bunny. That was a killer experience.
Yeah.
Love that. But then also I did a lower face and jawline training with one of my girlfriends from AMI. Her name's Riley out in Utah. Fantastic 8-hour hands-on training just privately. It was so great. That was where I feel like a lot of my patients that I would demographic wise would bring in would have the most concerns. And that can be a loaded question, like, as you know, and just a whole thing within itself. But more so a training girly, but would love to get out to Aesthetic Next for sure. Just a great networking event too.
Well, we'll have to talk about that after because Aesthetic Next was actually my first conference back in 21, and I have been speaking there ever since. So I'd love to talk about like the business of aesthetics. So I am still like in more of that like business mode and still learning myself. I'm not an expert at anything. I've been injecting tox for many years, but filler and sculptor just started this year. So I'm super excited to continue my education, but I am speaking there. I have 3 different things I'm doing. One of them is about podcasting. So this is going to be very good fuel for the fodder, but we'll chat after because I can get you a little discount. So
say less. Absolutely. No, I think that's amazing. And I love what you said too, that you can never know it all. I really, especially in inject or anything in life, of course, but especially aesthetics is whenever you think that you know it all is when you become dangerous. So I think that's really great that you said that.
Absolutely. There's always, I mean, I think there's a difference between like never knowing it all, but then, you know, everyone like coming out with like this new product or new technique and they think they're going to be cowboys with it and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there's the PDGF debate, you know, should it be injected? Should it not? You know, it's like, there's such a fine line. And some days I feel like, you know, there's a point where, you know, something has medical efficacy in the past and we're experimenting. Like that's how Botox came into fruition for aesthetics, right? Like it was used for something medical and someone somewhere along the way thought it'd be great in a forehead. But, you know, I think there's a difference between like FDA approval and going through the rigmarole of testing and everything. But then, you know, there's some things that you have to have a certain confidence in before you inject it in patients that are paying.
Absolutely. Completely. I would like for my injector to have confidence for sure. Yeah. I mean, makes you feel at ease.
And I always try things on myself too. I'm probably do that way too much than I probably should, but you know, I always like to learn from that experience and have something done to me. Like I would never like do PRP under eye without feeling that, because then I can relay how that does feel and create those expectations so that people aren't freaked out when they wake up and their eyes are all swollen or, you know, things like that.
I completely agree. You can kind of give them the baby steps of what to expect. So that way, whenever they wake up in the morning and they're like, I'm still freaking out, but Brandon told me that this is to be expected, so I'm not going to freak out as hard. Like it helps them a lot too.
Absolutely. And actually, now that you say that, so I recently did some DAOs and I hit the DLI.
Oh, I've hit so many DLIs. Yeah. Like,
It happens, but you know
It
what?
does.
She wasn't mad because I told her that
Yep.
that could happen. And when
Yep.
you just go in and you don't have that thorough consultation and talk about the risks and the benefits of everything, especially the risks, then, you know, people probably would get a little bit upset. But because I had told her, she actually, one of the things I remember her saying very clearly was, now I know you told me this might happen.
Yes,
And that I
exactly.
was like,
You're
yes,
like, yes, I
Brandon
did.
actually said it that day. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. Because the one time, again, Murphy's Law, the one time that you don't tell them that that could happen, they're going to have a stroke like smile for like 6 weeks and just make your life so fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There was, I think, like a 2 week span that and again, constantly evolving, always learning to where I hit three DLIs in 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, clearly it's a me thing. What am I doing? So, yeah, we have to always be just on our toes and just assessing and learning from the patients and not gaslighting them. Like, oh, your smile was like that before, Karen. You know, like you can't do that to people. Like,
Right.
so
And taking pictures. Pictures don't lie.
pictures. Exactly.
I love when people are like, well, I don't want them there. I'm like, it's for medical documentation only
Like, I
because,
won't post you, babe. I need them though.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's more for you than me. So, like,
Exactly.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be on social media,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we like
Yeah.
to use it for reference if we need to.
That's what I think is really important to know as well, because I'm actually a big believer that I've been hearing about a lot of people that are going to like PA school or nursing school or whatever it is, just to come out on the other side and do injections. And that just, it makes me just like sweat for them because it's not a guarantee. It's a hard industry to get into, especially right now. It's a lot harder than it was, like when I got into it 8 years ago. Very, very competitive, but you have to want to have that nurturing, like compassion and just want to help people as well. Like, I think if you're going into nursing school just wanting to inject in the long run, it's man, like school's going to be harder than it is at in general. It's going to be a long haul. So you
Uh,
don't learn that there. You know what I mean? So
I
it's
100% agree.
interesting. Yes.
I 100% agree. And I do want to open up this can of worms because I'm very curious
Yeah.
for your take on it. Being in business 2 years, I'm amazed at the people that ask me. I mean, I know that I've been in the industry, but I've been open technically like 6 months. So I get flooded with training requests, and I'm like, oh, I love that you think I know something, but like, not there yet. Thank you very much. But like, I'll get, a patient that has a daughter in nursing school or a son doing PA and they want into aesthetics. What is your response when someone asks for feedback, whether personally or for somebody else, about entering the nursing field specifically with the intent to get into aesthetics?
I think it's great that they want to, but I would really highly recommend that they get hospital experience or some kind of medical experience with that. Like if you're going in and spending all this money to be a nurse, then like we take that seriously. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sometimes it depends on their tonality as well. Whereas I actually used to offer aesthetic shadowing at my practice and I stopped offering it just because the amount of people that came in and I would get to know them and I would say like what are your goals with wanting to be an injector? Where do you want to be? What's your 5-year plan?
Mhm.
And they would say, well, I don't know, like probably just inject for a year and then like just hire other people underneath me so I can you can make so much money. And I was like,
Oh,
when?
wow.
Let me know when you do because I don't see it yet. Like, what? So sometimes if their tonality is like that, it can be a bit of a slap in the face and honestly annoy me because we've put so much hard work into this and
Mhm.
it's such a great industry to be in. But the colleagues that we surround ourselves with, like I want to know that they are 100% in and in it for the right reasons because
Mhm.
again, the networking we have it's so great to again go to Aesthetic Next and see all your besties and just like have that camaraderie. I feel like whenever you're going into it for the wrong reasons, that's when dangerous things happen. That's when you have those weekend training courses that like you
Mhm.
can look at YouTube now and do a liquid nose job. That makes my butthole clench. Even like, you know what I'm like,
It's-
it's wild out there. It's like the wild, wild west.
It
So
is.
if they are going into nursing school with the intent of having 1 to 2 years in the hospital and then transferring to aesthetics, then I'm like, okay, that's great. You're wanting to get like your feet wet a little bit. So it's kind of situational,
Yeah.
but a lot of times I'll give them the example of when I did one of my girls, I think she was like 22 years old, and she would get TMJ Botox medically because she would grind like crazy. And she was such a nervous girly when I first did it. And I was checking her out on my EMR, and she was standing right behind me. And I turned back around to give her her credit card back, and she was just free falling backwards.
Yep.
And my floor in the Sola Salon is nothing but concrete. Thank God my chair broke her fall.
Yeah.
Because I had to hold her for like 30 minutes and like do a neuro exam, make sure that she was okay, and just like all the things. And if you don't have that experience, you don't know what to do. You're going to freak out when they start seizing on the floor, or like if they have an allergic reaction, like, do you know how to give an EpiPen? You know what I mean? It's
right. Yeah.
Doing like your good faith exam, like so much goes into it. So it's a fun career to get into for sure. We love it. We eat, sleep, and breathe it, but we want to, we want our colleagues to be in it for the right reasons and keep people safe.
Exactly. And you still need to like learn the basics, and you don't learn that, I mean, necessarily in this environment, because it's not like you can fake someone passing out. Like, you just have to wait and experience it, unfortunately.
Hey girl. Yeah, exactly.
And everybody, I think, kind of reacts a little bit differently. Most recently, I made a little promo to get some boys in here, because guys in my area do not come in for injectables, straight, gay, or otherwise.
Yep.
And now I think I know why, because they're afraid of needles and they won't admit it until after I injected one guy. And right after, he's like, is this supposed to make me dizzy? And like, he was all diaphoretic, and he started getting real pale. And I'm like, sir,
okay.
Sir, we could have led with that. But like, even his wife didn't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is a learning opportunity for us all. This is great. So, and I don't know about you, but like, I'm actually, my Greensburg office is inside of a dental practice, because it's like 10,000 square feet. It's huge. And
oh, wow.
There was just like an opportunity to take a couple rooms on one side. And if you saw it, it makes sense. But, like, they think it's an urgent care too, and that we're doctors. So like, random people, like the dental assistants, will bring in people that they think are having an allergic reaction, or what is this? Can you come look at it? I don't know if you're solar girlies, like, pretend that you're an urgent care too, and they're like, can you look at this?
Yeah. Is this normal? Can you look at my rash?
Yeah. I think, can you check my blood pressure? I'm like, I mean, yeah, but like, and I do IVs too, so that comes in handy. But
oh, absolutely.
We talked a little about Moxie earlier, but let's go deeper into one part of their system that really moves the needle: marketing. For many med spa owners, marketing feels like one big unknown. How do I get more patients to walk in the door and keep them coming back? Where should I invest my budget to actually see results? Moxie has the answer. They've analyzed millions of data points across 400 plus med spas to build a proven system that delivers predictability and repeatable growth. It includes high converting ad campaigns with 3 times ROI in month 1 and up to 8 times in year 1. A year of done for you, scroll stopping social media content ready to post, local SEO to rank you number 1 in your area, and so much more. Here's the kicker: it's all included with Moxie. There's no agency fees or guesswork, only the ad spend you choose to allocate, with every dollar going directly to your campaigns. Meanwhile, external agencies charge $1,000 per month or more just to manage your ads before you even spent a dollar on the ads themselves. At the end of the day, you set the pace. Whether you want to start slowly or scale fast, Moxie gives you the strategy, tools, and expertise to grow your way. Visit www.joinmoxie.com/AIG to get your personalized growth plan and $500 off your onboarding fee with Moxie. Yeah, so it's very interesting that people just, they think it's so easy and it looks fun and it is enjoyable. I mean, I love the feels. I love the texts that I get the next day, or 2 weeks after, that are like, I feel so good. I feel so confident. My husband noticed me. I finally feel this, that, or the other thing, but it comes at a price, and you need to have that knowledge in the backing, not just watching how to do liquid rhinos on YouTube or how to inject on TikTok. I mean, there's good information out there, but it's not like the foundation of learning.
No, not at all. The DIY, like what next? Like, are we gonna like watch brain surgery on YouTube and like I can do yours and you do mine? We can both like give each other lobotomies.
I can't with the DIY stuff on TikTok. Like
It's
that shit is
scary.
scary, and I will get on a rabbit hole, especially in the morning.
Scary.
I'll drink my coffee and look at some of the comments about people injecting themselves and they're getting this shit. I'm like,
I don't
why?
even inject myself.
Why? Ugh.
Yeah.
I will say I do my own talks. That's probably
If I
bad,
could,
but
I would. It's just like I just can't. Like it just feels weird to me.
it is weird.
But if I could, I'd probably have a needle in my face 24/7. So maybe it's a good thing I don't. But
Yeah,
no, it's wild. It's
it's
absolutely wild.
it is crazy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the laws will change in our lifetime,
Yeah.
and I really think that being ahead of the curve and doing things right and compliantly is, obviously the thing that everyone should be doing.
Mhm.
Not everyone's doing it, but like I know that I wanted to start that way so that I could scale and grow and anticipate some of the changes because eventually there has to be a crackdown of sorts. It's inevitable in my
It
opinion.
it totally is. And it's kind of crazy too to think about how many people around us are probably doing things not 100% correctly.
Mhm.
So I definitely am like a big believer in people that are doing things like cutting corners to be successful. I'm a big believer in karma. So I'm not a whistleblower unless it's like really, really dangerous and like
Mhm.
something needs to be said.
Right.
But I agree. I think that laws are definitely going to change for the better and just to keep people's safety a priority,
Absolutely.
as
You
it
kind of
should.
touched on a little bit of community. So I'm curious because I feel like Columbus and Pittsburgh, they're kind of not that different. I feel like from clientele and
Mhm.
um, the treatment trends, nothing too crazy. I don't know if people are still confused about the difference between tox and filler in your area, but they are in mine.
Mhm.
So and like what's the vibe too with like other practices? Is there one on every corner? Do you feel like catty competition? Do people play well in the sandbox? Do you have like provider friends locally? I know that's a lot and a loaded question, but
Yeah. I have a lot of provider friends locally for sure. I am a human and not a robot. So after I had worked for 6 of those med spas, have I burned a couple bridges? Yes, but I
Mhm.
did learn from it. But overall, yeah, it's a really positive um networking slash girlfriends and boyfriends in the area get along rather well. Like I can go to like rep dinners and not feel awkward. So
Mhm.
to me that's a win because you'd be surprised with horror stories that I hear.
Mhm.
In Columbus there's a little I've maybe like 100 some med spas. There's a lot.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
every corner. So I feel like it's just one pops up like CVS every other day.
Yeah.
But the Sola salons are really popular just because it's easier to keep things low cost and not have to do the whole storefront thing if you don't have to.
Right.
I would say my demographic is like early 20s, mainly for like TMJ, and then maybe like mid 50s or so.
Hmm.
I do a lot of Botox, a lot of Dysport. I'm more so dermal filler heavy. I don't do much Sculptra. I definitely don't do many Sculptra BBLs like you hear about like in Miami.
Yeah.
Not really much of that, but great for them though. Um, a lot of lip filler, known for my lip filler for sure.
Mhm.
But it's pretty standard, not
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, a
Okay.
lot of masseter Botox for facial slimming.
Okay. I love
Microneedling in the fall.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love microneedling.
Yeah. What about you?
Um, so kind of similar. I do a little bit more sculpture than I kind of thought,
Yeah.
actually. A lot of people have been exposed to it. So it's really good. A lot of people are like getting their like annual maintenance, which is great. And I love injecting Sculptra. I think if I could just do two things for the rest of my life, it'd be Toxin Sculptra.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't mind lips. It's a lot. I'm old and like I have arthritis in my thumb already at the ripe age of 40. So it's a lot. I feel
They're
like
time consuming too.
yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like but I like the art of it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. And my other girls, they like it more, so they can do it. But yeah, mid-face, I try to package everything so that people don't have to guess, because I don't like the syringe, you don't, how do you know what a syringe is? You don't. You
You
just
don't.
know it by
Yeah.
price.
They
So
call it a unit.
I like to do just like a little bit of a package to try to like get that guesswork out. Like we'll figure it out and give you that cost expectation up front. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
no, I love skincare. I'm really big on skincare. I have a private label that
Oh,
is
cool.
really good quality ingredients through Brand MD. I'm not like sitting in a lab mixing it. I just
Yeah.
white label good stuff.
Yeah.
But I do like PRP
Mhm.
in the cell filler for people that want something natural, because it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, a lot of toxin. I think my median, I would like younger people, but I'm getting more like the 30 to 55 range.
Yeah, totally.
But
How are they hearing about you? How is your first 6 months of business going? Tell me a bit about that.
well, it's definitely a roller coaster of emotions. I will say that. That's
Yeah,
evidenced by
isn't it
today.
though?
But it's a lot of networking. I am fortunate to be in a lot of private networking group scenarios. I have 2 different private networking groups and then 1 chamber of commerce, and I'm very active in it. And fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know about your schedule, but like nobody wants anything around here at like 8 a.m. So I usually work like 10 or 11 to start my day.
Mhm.
So I can go to all of these networking things all of the time. So like tomorrow, Wednesday is my networking day. It's like there's always a breakfast in the morning, and it's every week. And then I have another group on Thursday that's every other Thursday. And then Wednesday evenings is like usually chamber things. So there's like always something to go to.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I have met a lot of people and a lot of clients from those, not necessarily ads, or I have a billboard outside on a major
Oh, yes.
highway,
Yeah.
and it's fun because it's electronic too, so I can change it every month.
Uh-huh.
So that's fun
What
because
is it now? Is it just
uh,
like I'm just picturing your face like right across the street from your practice.
oh, nobody wants to see this mug. I did a Summer of Sculptura promo,
Cute.
so it's like basically 3 vials for the price of 2. So I'm working with my rep on that, but
Yep. Lean
um,
on your reps for sure.
it's bright orange and annoying, so I have that.
So, with the schedule that you have with all the networking that you do, like that's definitely fulfilling your social battery. So when you come home at night, do you even like want to talk to your husband at all, or like are you mute?
No, I could literally be on the couch and be like, text me. I don't.
Let me watch paint dry, honey.
Yes, I need to watch something mindless, but I don't know. My ADHD's like I need to like channel something in the background. So we'll watch something and I won't watch it, but then I'll like do work on the computer a little bit.
Absolutely,
But
background noise. Yeah.
yes, I
Mhm.
need something. I've watched Schitt's Creek more times than I care to tell you, but it just
You save it.
on a continual loop.
Same.
And yeah. But I am pretty drained by the end of the week. Sunday, I'm like, don't talk to me. I hate talking on the phone. I actually just got this AI little lady. I named her Remy, and she like answers the phone and like we'll have a conversation. And she's my chatbot on my website, but I'm like, talk to her first and then we'll go from there.
Exactly. It's like in the hospital when like ask 3 friends and then you can come find me if you still can't figure it out.
Exactly. And
Uh-huh.
I can't, I can only do so much during the day, and then I peace out and then I'm like, I'm done. But
Yeah, you eventually
it's,
check out.
I love it. It's good. It's really good. Like personally, I've gotten a lot of referrals from like someone to do my printing and stuff a little bit more cost effectively. And,
Mhm.
I found a lot of good things for my business too, not
Yeah.
just clients. I'm not there just to like poach people, but,
Mhm.
fortunately when they're like, what's a good referral for you? I'm like, anyone with skin.
Exactly. Anybody and everybody's welcome. Come on in.
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
you ingrained in any like business networking chambers locally in Columbus?
I'm not actually. I think that everything just happened so quickly when I was getting my business up and running that I didn't even think to like be a part of things like those. I guess it's kind of a lie though. Like on Facebook, I'm in like the Columbus Girl Gang. So it's a bunch of women from Columbus in that and like just giving referrals and I'm in an Aesthetic Injector. It's not specific to Columbus though, on Facebook as well. So I guess technically 2 of them, but I got my med spa up and running in like a matter of 6 weeks because I had to take my client somewhere, because if the majority of them will wait on you, but some get eager and then they go to other places. So I just wanted to just not waste too much time on that. So
Yeah.
that is one thing I would like to explore more. So if you have any groups that you are in love with, let me know, because I think that would be so beneficial.
I would say, I mean, like your local chamber of commerce, check it
Mhm.
out and see.
Okay.
Some of them are more robust than others. There's,
Mhm.
depending on how they split it up, like everyone's different. I could belong to 5 different chambers here, but, and see if there's like subsets of the private networking groups. And I really enjoy that because at least the private ones that I've been exposed to, they only have one of you in the group. So there's only one med spa. It's not like you're with all the other
I
ones.
see. Okay. Yep.
So, but I don't know if they're everywhere. I mean, they've been here. One that's like kind of national is called BNI, Business
Mhm.
Networking International.
Mhm.
They're a little bit more structured. I'm not sure. I have had one of my injectors go to them, and it was a little bit of a different experience. So it wasn't like as personal as some of the other ones, but one of the groups that I belong to is very charitable.
Mhm.
For it's called Pittsburgh Toys for Tykes, and they work all year long to get donations and toys for kids at Christmas, but it stays local.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
So, but they're really
Yeah.
involved, and they do a lot of things together. Like we'll just randomly go out to dinner and, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool, but it's nice to just like get in your community and do things. I love to do donations and charitable things that kind of
Give
wrap
back.
in between getting people into the practice and stuff. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Get your name out there, but also supporting.
all kinds of
Mhm.
things. But yeah, so I feel like this is definitely not going to be our last podcast together. And I don't want to take up your entire day off, but I think let's wrap for today and let's let people get a hold of you by what is the best way to get in contact with you.
I'm on Instagram as NP_Hill, HIL_aesthetics, NP Hill Aesthetics, and then Hilary Becker on TikTok.
Awesome. Yeah. And if you guys are not on her TikTok, it is so good. I love it. And I will continue to tune in and take some notes on what you do. And we're gonna keep this conversation rolling. So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Aesthetic Injector Gang podcast. And have a great day. Till the next episode.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and comment. Follow us on Instagram at the Aesthetics Injector Gang.